Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Friday, April 26th, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. A slew of tornadoes, a half a mile to a mile wide, have struck Nebraska and Iowa, and it appears to be a devastating situation. This is breaking news as we are gathering data, but here you can see some of the footage from some of these devastating twisters as they move through the Midwest, literally decimating entire towns. Now, the good news is we don't have a lot of information about casualties, and we hope it stays that way. Keep calm. It's boom time. Friday and Saturday to be peak days during dangerous central U.S. severe weather outbreak, and that has shown to be true as powerful tornadoes tear across Nebraska and Iowa as the weather surface warns of catastrophic damage, and indeed there was. Devastating tornadoes tore across parts of eastern Nebraska and Iowa on Friday as a multi-day severe thunderstorm event ramped up in the central U.S., injuring at least 3 people. The storm began in parts of the plains and south early Friday afternoon. The National Weather Service has received at least 60 reports of tornadoes, and this one, holy macaroni,
a dangerous storm situation right now in Nebraska.
Let's blow this up. You can see she probably shouldn't be that close to the tornado as she's filming it, but some of these things just capture us. And so our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to those affected. This is an ongoing event. Midwest tornadoes cause severe damage in the Omaha suburbs.
Oh no!
And there is good footage of many of these tornadoes, some of them as wide as 1 mile wide.
We watched it touch down about 200 yards over there, and then we went to get shelter. And we came back, we could hear it going through. When we came back up, our fence was gone, and we looked over to the northwest, and the whole neighborhood's gone.
The whole neighborhood just to the north of us is pretty flattened, and some of the cul-de-sacs, people in our immediate neighborhood seem to be safe, but there's been a lot of loss and a lot of fire and rescue trying to retrieve what they can.
Everything's flying there.
Here we can see the tornado entering what appears to be populated regions. This is pretty spectacular here. Let's come over to some more footage here. I don't know if you've seen any of this. I'm having some technical difficulties tonight, but this is just some of the tornadoes that have been, some of the footage we can see, just of the debris moving near the roads here. Absolutely spectacular. And again, we'll take a look at the total destruction here in one of the communities where it appears as if dozens, if not 100 or more homes have been completely obliterated. They're saying that there is no loss of life at this moment, but I tend to not agree with that assessment as we take a look at this massive twister here, quarter-mile wide or greater.
I've never been this close to a wedge.
It's approaching an entire farmhouse here.
That's good. That house. It's gonna
Take a look at this entire farmhouse here.
It's gonna hit it. It's gonna dead center it, Bodie. That farm is toast. Oh, look at the debris. It's already hitting.
It's hitting it. It's hitting it.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's going behind it.
Oh, that is, in fact,
It'll be close.
a swing and a miss. Good news there for that family that owns that farmstead. But there is not good news coming up from many regions. This, in fact, is quite a devastating outbreak of tornadoes the region. Significant tornado and severe weather threat underway in the central U.S. will continue through the weekend. So heed the warnings, folks. Large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes possible for Dallas, Fort Worth moving into the weekend. So severe thunderstorms and excessive rainfall across the south central U.S. Widespread severe weather will continue across the plains and Missouri Valley region Friday evening. Very large hail, strong tornadoes, and wind damage are all possible. Severe thunderstorm activity will then shift into portions of the southern and central plains on Saturday, with the same risk level at 3 out of 5 of excessive rainfall also forecast from northern Texas into Kansas on Saturday. Heed the warnings for flash flooding, because it's not just tornadoes we're looking about. You do not want to get washed away. Take a quick look at the forecast models here and watch that severe weather threat continue overnight here for the next 9 hours, and then a secondary threat on another system will emerge in the plains here by the end of the weekend. So this is very bad news for Sunday, which will not be a fun day for many people in the Central Plains here, as the severe weather threat continues through next week. What a tweak. Let's take a look at the total accumulated snowfall and see what's happening with Old Man Winter. We're going to move the GFS model through here, 3 hours, 6, 9. By morning, we're going to see some heavy snow in northern Colorado. Could be picking up 4 to 5 feet on Long's Peak. Yeah, that's the forecast. Yeah, it's going to be epic and record-breaking. Here we are, end of the weekend. That's the snow for the west. Some snow moving into Wisconsin and Minnesota, St. Minnesota. Take a look at that. North and South Dakota going to be picking up some flurries. And then another system hits the west here midweek. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, another system will move through the west and bring heavy snow potentially to Nebraska, South Dakota, St. Minnesota. But winter isn't over. Take a look at this. Snow all the way through mid-May in central Colorado. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. No bun cake. Yeah, Al Gore is just out of his mind. He has no idea why these record-breaking snows are happening when there shouldn't be any snow at all. What say you? Leave a comment below. Seismic update. Very little seismic activity. Good activity on the mid-ocean ridges here. We had a 6 magnitude followed by an aftershock at 5 mag. 5.3 on the mid-Indian Ridge. Overall, low-level activity, we've got a 4.3 in Mexico, 5.5 aftershock in Hualien City in Taiwan. I'm sure those people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. The whole country, as far as Iceland is concerned, is looking with pretty regular activity. No uptick in the region, so keeping a close eye on that for you as well. Worldwide volcano news update. Dukono in Indonesia. Volcanian-sized explosions continue with fantastic photography. Oops, what did I just do there? Santiaguito also puffing and passing today. Intermittent emissions from Sabancaya to 20,000 feet. Reventador to 14. Semeru, who knew? Now you do. 15,000 foot puff today. Ibu to 13,000 feet. Fuego to 15. Sangay to 19. Popo, volcanic ash not observed. Sabancaya to 24,000. Semeru to 15. Another report on Ibu to 7,000. And another puff to 13,000 from Ibu as well. Take a look at that. Reventador 14. Fuego to 15. Puehu, Cordon, Calle volcano. Never heard of that. No eruption. Thank God you told us. The report wouldn't be complete without that information. And finally, that wraps up the day and all the erupting volcanoes on Earth. Space weather news, a CME misses, but it doesn't. There's a glancing blow, and it sparks auroras anyway. As predicted, a coronal mass ejection passed close to Earth during the early hours this morning of April 26. Despite the fact the CME missed, it was still effective as a glancing blow, which means it didn't miss. So I don't know where they're coming from here. Magnetic fields in the CME's wake connected themselves to Earth's magnetic field, opening a crack where solar wind could penetrate. And we've got that crack right here. Here's the phi angle shift where it goes completely Earth to sun to Earth. And that's boom time. Very little shift in the density, no change in the speed of the plasma or temperature, but it certainly did kick us for 3 hours up into G1 geomagnetic storm at KP 5.5. And the skies were alive as the GOES magnetometer went off the Chizarts. Is that even a word? Yeah, there was good aurora. And where was the opening article? There it is. This is the aurora in Ludek, Alberta, thanks to spaceweather.com. Scientists are now preparing for Apophysis' unnerving close brush with Earth. The potentially hazardous asteroid is on its way for an uncomfortably close flyby in 2029, which means we have 5 years to hit the beach and enjoy the sunsets. Does salt help with hydration? Well, the answer is yes. And all of that cockamamie fear about salt causing things like diabetes and other things are way overblown. This is coming from the mainstream science academics, which are quackademics. They are not out to make you healthy, wealthy, and wise, because healthcare is death care. It is not to make you healthy. It's to keep you alive and paying money for more pharmaceuticals. Salt isn't bad for you, but it has been the villain since 1980. It was the year the U.S. government started chastising citizens to avoid sodium in the name of heart health. The position was based on research by a fraud, Lewis Dahl, in the 60s and 70s. Dahl found that rats with certain genes would develop high blood pressure and hypertension, a major heart disease risk factor at high salt intakes. But these intakes are so far above normal salt intake that it's almost ludicrous. It's like saying that water can kill you, which it can if you drink more than, let's say, 400 ounces in a day. You're dead. Same thing with salt, but salt is absolutely necessary. It's a naturally occurring compound composed of the minerals Na, sodium, and chloride, Cl, both of which, guess which? They are, yes, they are both hydrators, which means that you can incorporate H2O into your body, which your body is mostly comprised of water. You're simply an electrochemical bag of water, period. That's what a human is. And salts do help with hydration. If you don't have enough salt, you're going to be guzzling water, not getting any hydration, and being thirsty all the time. We need proper fluid balance. That's the Goldilocks zone, the amount of fluids keeping your blood flowing through your veins. And in order to do that, you need salt. Yeah. Sodium and chloride both are electrolytes, which people pay $2, $3, $4 a bottle for in Gatorade, where all you need is a little pinch of your own local salt from your home in your water bottle to achieve the same properties. So stop buying toxic chemicals in Gatorade, FDC, food color number 9 or whatever, and just put a little salt in your water and survive and thrive. Now, have you heard about the female agent responsible for the Secret Service ruckus? Yes, this is another example of diversity, equity, and inclusion hire. This person should have been nowhere near the president because based on their background check, they were unstable. This is the world that we're moving into. This is the dystopian future of diversity, equity, and inclusion. As Boeing aircrafts fall from the sky, doors get blown off, and people shart their pants. Is this what your tax dollars are paying for? Well, absolutely yes, because you voted for it. Now, Antarctica is currently colder than it was 5,000 years ago, but the media fearmongers that it's all melting up and it's your fault, and we're all going to die. So Leah and I will break down this cockamamie nonsense tomorrow on our radio show, Revolution Radio, noon Mountain Time, every Saturday in Studio B. We'll also be talking about the elongated skulls of Paracas and the Paracas people, and how the DNA tests have told us some things that the mainstream don't want to hear about. We're going to break it all down tomorrow on Revolution Radio, noon Mountain Time, with a replay on Magnetic Reversal News, 8 p.m. Mountain, Saturday night. And another one of our channels has been removed. First, it was Sacred Geography, and now it's Yurt Life. The account was terminated for multiple violations of YouTube's terms of service. The only problem is neither of the channels have ever violated any terms of service or the community guidelines. It's simply censorship at its finest. They know what we do. They don't like us, and they're trying to take us down. You want to support the channel? Buy seeds and support your own preparedness. Come over to the Alliance of Native Seed Keepers and get the cheapest open pollinated non-GMO seeds on earth for $2 a pack. Now 260 varieties in stock, the highest it's been in months. You can get a hedge on the future, which is not so bright unless you grow your own food. Learn how to fail before you starve during the next EMP. Alliance of Native Seed Keepers is giving free shipping on all orders over $25. If you use coupon code ORP2024, you get an additional 10% off. And buy your tickets for Crow Canyon Petroglyph Tour. It's just 4 weeks away, and there's just 8 slots left. So please, if you are considering coming, buy now, or it's too late, and that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. We love you. Be safe. And guess what? Tomorrow I'm picking up bees, more bees, a new variety, carnelians, in Durango, and we'll be doing some videos on putting those bees into the hives. The only problem is we're in the middle of a winter storm, so it's going to get quite tricky. So follow us on our journey to tricky bees. And hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm.